Okay. So if you can, good morning, everybody. If you can, I would like for you to take one or two of your blocks, and if your knees allow, I want you to sit on your blocks. You don't have, I mean, if you are so super comfortable that you don't even want a block, that's okay, but I'd rather start a little softer. So take one or two of your blocks, stack them up underneath your sit bones. You can go low, you can go medium, or you can stack two, one on top of the other. And this is a way we don't sit a whole lot. It's a precursor to hero pose. And it really helps to stretch out some of the quadricep muscles, right, that attach all around and on top of the knees. If this is excruciating, do not stay. If it is just painful or you know it's not appropriate for your knees, don't stay. A couple of choices, either just come to an easy seated pose. If you have a chair nearby, you want to sit on the chair, that's okay. Or any other way that makes sense for you. So first, just kind of check out your alignment. Check out your breath. See if you can maintain this seat for a little while. If you can't, raise yourself up. Put an extra block there. Put a blanket on top of your block, something that makes sense. And then see if you can find both sit bones. Gently resting on your block or on the chair, start to lengthen through the entire spine, crown of the head reaching one way, tailbone reaching the other way. Your hands, your arms, your shoulders are comfortable, whether they're resting in your lap or lightly resting on your thighs. Back of your head moves into the alignment of your spine so that it's not reaching forward. Shoulders are at your side body. And then we close our eyes, we start to breathe. And we notice the inhale and the exhale. We notice ourselves starting to come fully onto our mats, letting go of whatever is not currently present. At any time that you need to change out your seat, please do that. And then let's do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. It's a wonderful balancing breath. Helps us to maintain equilibrium left and right, reduces our stress levels. There's so much good about that breath, and sometimes I forget about it when I'm worried or stressed about something. I forget that that is such a valuable tool. So most easily, if you already know how to do Nadi Shodhana, go ahead and do that. If you're not sure, I'll run you through the first few rounds. You're going to simply take, easily, I think it's easy with your right hand. Take a nice inhale in. Close off your right nostril, exhale the left side. Inhale your left side nose. Close that side off, exhale right. Inhale the right side. Close that side off, exhale left. Now keep on going, and I want to give a few extra cues. If that is really difficult, if you're one stuffy or you have a deviated septum, you can breathe in and out one side and then close that side and breathe in and out the other side. If none of that works, then let the hand go, but just imagine, use your mind's eye to visualize the breath going in one side, out the other, and then in that side and out the other. But just feel this. Try not to lock your jaw. Try to keep everything relaxed. Just feel your breath moving in. And moving out. A few more breaths right here. Maybe the breath deepens a little bit without force. Feel your body starting to calm down. Good, one more full round right here. When you finish that last round, let go of your hand. Breathe through both nostrils. Just feel if that made any difference in your energy vibration, really. It always calms me down, always makes me feel more settled. So just notice if that worked for you. And if it didn't, that's okay too. All right, so we've been sitting, many of us have been sitting this way for quite some time now. I want you to lean back and just take one leg out and stretch out that knee. Flex your foot, lift up really tall. Good, so then you can just take one leg straight out in front of you instead of that. Good. And then roll your shoulders back and inhale, reach the arms up. Really flex your extended foot so that you're getting a nice big stretch through that leg, and then exhale, let it go. Simply bend that leg and then see if you can lean back a little bit. I'm close to the wall, so I'm not going to get too far. Lean back to see if you can find a stretch in the still bent leg. And then come up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean back. And we'll turn sideways maybe just from a visual standpoint and see if that makes any, if that helps at all. So just leaning back. And as you lean back, it's not about coming all the way back. Maybe press that hip up a little bit. And then come forward, inhale, reach up. And last one, exhale, lean back. Press the front hip bone up toward the ceiling to deepen the quadricep stretch. And come on up. And then bring your one leg back, since I didn't specify which side. Bring the other one forward. If you are really tight, even if you're not, those front ankles can get real cranky from being flat like that for a while. So just so know that's normal. And then start to lean back, press the hips up as if you were going to lift off your block. And then come forward, inhale up. I realized I forgot something. We'll do that in a moment. And exhale, lean back, lift, lift, lift those hips. It's an isometric move. And release, take it up, inhale. And exhale, lean back. And then come up and straighten the leg that you unleashed. Flex the foot, engage your quadricep. And inhale, both arms up and just hold here for a moment. And breathe, maybe feel a little bit of stretch, right? A little bit of movement, and exhale, and let go. If you're okay, I want you to take that leg back behind you for a moment. I'm gonna shift some forward again. Good. Bring the inner ankles toward the block, right? And then take your left hand down to the floor and stretch your whole right side. Roll the shoulders. Start to tap into the breath and then simply lean into the left hand and then push the left hand away from you isometrically. Good. Lean into it. And then exhale and reach it away. One more time. Lean in, so a little shoulder strength there. And then press it away to stretch out that side body. Inhale up, go to the other side. Good, find that first side bend, watch the left shoulder, right? That arm that's up, watch that shoulder, make sure you're not rolling forward. And then lean into the right hand and then push it away. Good, and two more. Exhale, press the ribs away. Good, last one, lean in and lean out. And take both arms up. Exhale, release. Good, roll your shoulders. Take the left leg out again and press it out in front of you. Flex the foot. Watch the knee, right? That left knee, that it doesn't drop down to the floor, it doesn't hyperextend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Swan dive forward, swan dive. Big deep breath, right? Feel that hamstring stretching out and then take those hands to the floor. Watch the upper back. No rounding, no rounding. So lengthen through the chest. Feel the stretch from the hamstring of that left leg, right? Your foot nice and even, your knee pointing straight up. Some of you are going to be able to come down fairly low, but be mindful. Don't just round the upper back. There you go. And come on up. Bend that knee and cross it over your right or come into a figure four. Good. Roll your shoulders. Your left hand goes to the floor. Your right arm reaches over. Breathe. Good. And release. Go to the other side. Right hand down. Left arm reaches. Good, both arms up, twist to your left. Bring your right elbow to your left knee and find your little baby twist. And breathe. Good, release, inhale it up. Exhale, let the hands come down. Unstep, bring the left leg back. Bring the right leg forward, flex that foot. Really good flex here. I know, front ankles, right? Have a little chat with everybody probably at this point. Good, so flex your foot, lift really tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, little baby swan dive. Find that, let the hands plant. Open up the shoulders, widen through the collarbones. Really keep that leg active, that right leg active, so that the knee stays nice and safe. Big deep breath. Feel free to come down a little bit longer, but keep widening through the collarbones to keep the upper back from rounding. Nice deep breath. Ooh, yeah, right, good, strong hamstring stretch, feels really good, maybe, and come on up, everybody. Bend the right knee, step it over your left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. Inhale it up, switch sides. Left hand down, right arm reaches, reaches, reaches. Oh, that feels good. Inhale up, twist everything to the right. Take your left elbow to the knee and right hand behind. And just breathe in this little baby twist. That's it. Feel that nice stretch, but maybe lift the chest a little bit more. You got it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. One last one here. Slide that right leg back. And then see if you can lean back with both. You don't have to lean far. We're not going into a supine hero pose here. We're just gonna see if we can tap into the quads a little bit more. So watch the shoulders. They tend to wanna hike up, bring them back. What you do with your hands is okay with me. Press the knees down and imagine that you would lift your hips off your block. Feel that big old stretch. And if you happen to be in a chair here, maybe one leg goes back behind to get a single quad stretch, right? As you find that, and as we breathe and as we wiggle just a little bit, we find that stretch. That's it. Stay here if you can. Find your breath. Good. And then release. Come on up. We're going into this one more time. So inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders back. Hands come behind. If you happen to be in a chair, switch sides. Lean back again. And just notice, notice, notice. Where do you feel this the most? Is it closer to the knees? Is it more up at the hip line? Where are your quads tight? We don't stretch the quads. We use them a lot. We don't stretch them a lot. So here we're just checking it out. You can probably, maybe if you're looking at the computer, maybe you see I'm just kind of wobbling my hips side to side, checking out all those quads. Good, and everybody release, inhale, reach up. Exhale those hands down to the floor. Unpeel one leg straight out. Ooh, yeah. Unpeel the other one straight out. And then try to, just make sure you feel kind of solid on your block. You can lean back and point and flex. And maybe alternate, right? Little gas pedal here. Big deep breath. Good, and then flex both feet. Be mindful that you're not gonna tip if you're still sitting on a block like I am. Press those legs together, squeeze it all. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, baby swan dive. Watch your low back. Take the hands to the floor, roll the shoulders back. Maybe isometrically try to pull those hands back as the chest moves forward, as the crown of the head reaches out, right? Up and out instead of forward. We're not leading with those chins. Good, breathe here, everybody. Any discomfort in the low back or low back issues, you know who you are. I know who some of you are. Stay a little bit higher. Big deep breath. Good, come on up, everybody. Bend your knees. And then just take yourself off your block. If you went to a chair for that little series, come on back to your mat. And once you're settled back in, straighten both legs, roll both shoulders. Find a really sweet little Dandasana pose. Maybe the hands are at your sides. The fingers or fingertips press down into the floor just enough to lift you out of your seat a little bit, right? Shoulders are down, back body's active. So I'm squeezing just a little through the shoulder blades. Fired up legs, breathe, feel the quadriceps. And then from here, so we've got our quads nice and active. So now I want you to squeeze your butt. as if you were gonna lift yourself up a little bit more, right? And you're still good, the hands come up. So glutes are active, legs are active, arms, bodies active, squeeze everything. And become a rag doll. And breathe. All right, one more of those. Engage the legs. Really, I'm really pressing them not only toward each other, but down, right? And then I just squeeze my little glutes in, and then I'm taking the arms up. Woo, right? A whole bunch of work here. Big deep breath, find that pose. And exhale, and release it, and curl it out. And then draw just your right leg up and take it out to the side. Find Janu Sirsasana, right? So single leg forward fold. Again, be mindful of the knee. If you have a block and your knee is off the floor or uncomfortable, take the block underneath. Your left leg straight out from your hip. And then just kind of notice when you kind of rock forward and back with those hips, what happens to that extended leg as it rolls forward and rolls back. Ideally, the hips are pretty equal, right? One side to the other side. See how that feels for you. If it feels better for the left foot to come forward a little bit, that's okay. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Just pause for a moment. You're in mid-air. The side body feels good and long. I'm gonna reach for the foot, but I'm gonna pull the shoulders back. And then I'm gonna pull the left leg back isometrically and release the hands to the floor. Widen your collarbones. If anything going on the right side hurts, take a moment to fix it. Like I said, block underneath, maybe block or blanket under your behind. And then just pause here for a second. I did say we're gonna slow it down a little bit. I wanna explore what's happening with this left leg, with the hamstring on this side. And maybe it's more, maybe it's up in the hip crease, right? Can we lengthen out of the torso to come forward? Are we so anxious to touch our foot that we lose our alignment? Can you stay wide? Maybe take the hands out to the sides instead of to your foot. Are you feeling discomfort in your low back? Right, the more we can tap in, the more we can be honest with our own bodies, right? That silent honesty that goes, yeah, this really doesn't feel good. I should come up just a little bit more and see if I can find a feel good or at least a feel better spot. Good, nice, easy breath. Maybe you're coming in a little deeper, maybe not. Maybe you close your eyes and maybe we tap into the breath. All right, lift your chest. Come on up. Take that right leg and straighten it out. Flex both feet, press the big toe mounds away, lift your chest, reach the arms up, squeeze the legs and glutes. And breathe. Hang in there, keep squeezing. And let go. Good, other side. Take the left leg in, right leg long. Again, do what makes sense for your body. Cushion the knee. I kind of like cushion the side. It just feels a little tight on the left knee. So, and then notice again, nice strong right leg. Maybe you shift the hips a little to see what's happening there. Lift up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Think about it, start to draw the right leg back into the hip socket. Take those hands to the floor, widen your collarbones, maybe take the hands even wider. Notice if you're reaching with your chin. If you are, draw it back. And check out this side. Do you have one side that's tighter than the other? For me, it always is, my right leg is always tighter hamstrings. They say your dominant leg and arm shoulder are tighter. Your non-dominant is usually more flexible, a little bit looser. I don't know if that's true, but notice the breath. What do you feel right now in this pose? As we stretch the hamstrings, there are 3 heads to the hamstring, right? The lateral, outside, middle, inside. Do you feel one more than the other? Are you continuing to draw the right leg back into the hip socket, even as you maybe come a little bit lower? Did you just go all around in the upper body? And if you did, can you take the arms out wider to keep reminding yourself to stay long through that back shoulder? Good. One more nice deep breath here. And lift from your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Straighten out your left leg. Flex both feet. Inhale, reach up. Soften the shoulders. And then just wiggle. One leg, other leg, one hip, other hip. And breathe. And then take the hands down. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your left leg. Good, find that, find it, lift your chest. Breathe, 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 and bend the legs, step it over your right. Push your chest back up to a neutral line. Wrap your right arm around your left knee and come into a twist. Relax your jaw. Find your breath. Breathe. And take it center, unstep, grab your foot. So I'm just wrapping my fingers around the top side of my toes and take that leg straight, reach the right arm. And you can play here. What happens? Again, if you take that leg out to the side, how does that feel? How does it feel if you take it center? Keep lifting your chest, everybody. How does it feel if you switch arms? Ooh. What happened to the right leg? If you can't reach your foot, reach your shin, reach behind your knee, right? Can you soften both hips back to the floor as we stretch these juicy, juicy, juicy little hamstrings, maybe coming into the external, the abductors, right out here. Breathe, switch sides maybe. And release it. Roll your shoulders. Good, Dandasana. Hands to the floor. Lift your right leg, lift the chest, try not to collapse. Even if the fingers come back, I don't mind a little bit of lean back because this is a challenging pose, but the collapse of the lower back puts a lot of pressure on those vertebrae. So we want to just, right, press down through the left leg as we lift the right leg. Maybe the arms come up just for fun. Big deep breath. And let those hands come down, bend your knees, step it right over. And then lift the chest tall, lift the whole torso. Wrap your left arm around the right knee and come into a twist. Breathe, everybody. And imagine as you breathe, even in this twist, both shoulders are moving away from each other as opposed to rolling the left shoulder in toward the right. Breathe. And release the twist. Step back over, grab your foot, your shin, fire up the left leg, keep it grounded, and lift that leg out nice and long. It can stay bent, by the way, that knee can stay bent, right? It doesn't have to be straight. Take the left arm up, optionally, if that makes you fall over. I should have said that on the other side. That makes you fall over, hand to the floor, maybe even back behind a little bit. Good, and then what happens if we go out to the side? Can we breathe there? What happens to the chest, the back? Good, can we take it center, maybe even switch hands? Oh, and feel that whole outer leg, outer hip, getting a sweet little stretch. Big deep breath. Don't forget about the left leg, the grounding leg that helps us push off the ground to lift the body center. Maybe out to the side again. That's it. And bring it in and release it. Shake it out, everybody. Good, and then bend the left leg one more time, and then we're gonna shift out of these seated poses. I want you to grab that foot again and take it up and keep it nice and bent. So let me turn sideways just in case you're looking at your monitor. So we've got it sideways. I'm really grounding my right leg. And then I'm going to bring my arm to the inside and see if I can pull that leg back. And then I'm just going to push it out. And pull it back. And push out. Good. Two more. Pull it in. Push it out. Last one. Pull, pull, pull. You got it. And push it out. And release it. Roll it back. Bend your left or your right knee. Grab the foot on that side to start this really kind of interesting 90-degree pose. Your other hand can be very supported, by the way. You can just lean back. And then push the leg out and pull it back in. Push it out and pull it in. Good, and out. And in. Last one, pull it out. And pull it in. And release it. Good, and then maybe the feet are toward the front of your mat. Your legs, your knees are bent, you're digging your heels in, and I want you to straighten your left leg toward the floor. And then lean back. You got this, good. Be mindful, right? So as you come up, I want you to bring your knee in, and then I want you to exhale and lengthen long, almost like a half boat pose. Bring the knee in, sit up, exhale. Bring it in, exhale it out. Two more, bring it in. Exhale, pull it out. Good, last one, inhale. Exhale, pull it out. See if you can hold here. See if you can let go of the right leg. Squeeze your belly, watch your back. Half boat. And bend both knees, both feet to the floor. Good, a little bit of core. It wouldn't be my class if we didn't do any core, right? All right, so good. Let's go to the other side. Your left heel stays planted. The right leg lengthens out. Lean back, find that, squeeze your belly, and then inhale, pull it in. Exhale, press it out. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, reach, squeeze that belly. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, oh. And last one, inhale, pull it in. Exhale, push it out, hold, maybe release the other foot. Find that pose, oh, and bring it up. Stretch out your back. And breathe. Good, and let's come to table pose. If you've got blocks, have them both at the front of your mat, please. And then plant your hands, walk your knees back, and come into puppy stretch. Puppy stretch is interesting. I think of it as kind of half downward facing dog and half kind of back bend, because it's deeper than down dog. You've got to watch the shoulder joints, don't collapse in them, your forehead resting on the floor. Ideally, your hips and your knees are lined up. Find your breath here. And notice, again, where do you feel this pose? For me, it's right in the middle of my shoulder blades as I stretch through an area of the spine that tends to be tighter. And it's not too much, it's not too little. It's just a stretch. One more big deep breath. And then press into your hands. Plant your hands wide on your mat. Flip your toes under. Come to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, pedal your feet. You just start to stretch them out. Notice those ankles, right, that we were sitting upon at the beginning of class. Good, and then take your feet wide on your yoga mat. At any point that you want to come out of down dog, just come on down. Take the feet wide, scoop up the imaginary beach ball. Fire up the inner thighs, keep your knees soft. And notice how this version of downward facing dog feels. Look at your hands and bring your hands to the center of your mat so that your thumbs are touching. And then come back to a weird down dog. Ooh, right? What does that do? Press your thumbs into the mat. Notice the work in the arms here. Ooh, yeah. And then look at your hands and space them normally apart for you. Take the feet together. Press into the hands, keep it active, squeeze the belly. And then inhale, tippy toes. Lower your knees to the floor and come into child's pose. And maybe notice, how did those variations of down dog feel in your body? What worked more, right? How do we work legs more? How do we work shoulders more? How do we find the just right downward facing dog? Those are your questions, right? Those are the questions for your body because it's different for everybody. All right, so come on. Plant the hands, walk the knees back. Think about puppy stretch, but this time walk both hands to the right and then pull the hips back. So you're pulling the hips back toward your left, right? We're stretching the left side body. Again, we're noticing where you feel most of that stretch. Is it in the hip? Is it in the armpit? Can you breathe, breathe, breathe? And then push into the hands. Walk them back to center. Keep them going to the left side. Drop the hips back again. Find the stretch on the right side. Does it feel the same? Does it feel different? Are you tight in the same places? Good, one more here. Walk them to center, take them over to the right. Pull the hips back, but this time I want you to shift your hips side to side. and see where the other stretches might be. Gentle, right? Just like, oh, there's the back of my arm. There's my shoulder. What do I feel here? Can I almost go into a twist? Press into the hands, walk through center, go to the left. Last one, last side, stretching that side. Try to keep the head neck comfortable. And then rock the hips a little bit. Maybe lift the head, look over to the left, right? What's your body telling you? Oh. And then release, come to center. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Plant the fingers. Good. Plant the right foot. Just lift the left foot off the floor an inch or two. And notice what happened when you had to support more of your body. Right? Did you lean into the shoulders? Did you shrug up? Maybe that left leg reaches up to the ceiling. Are the hips level? The belly tone? Is this too much? If it is, the leg comes down, child's pose ensues, right? How does that feel? Can you keep shifting the weight toward the right leg? And lower it down. Lower your knees. Child's pose or hero pose. Variation of hero pose, right? Variation is this thunderbolt pose, sitting on your heels. How does your upper body feel? It's a curious thing when we do yoga classes, especially when we're used to a more active class, what happens in the brain, right? What happens in the head, how bored we get or not. Can we explore? As yogis, hopefully, we're always exploring the body. We're always exploring how this feels and what the mind tells us about what we're doing. All right, come on back. Plant the hands. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Just barely lift the right foot off the floor. What I just noticed is I was heavy in my shoulders. So I'm drawing the weight back into the left leg. I'm squeezing the beach ball without scrunching the shoulders. Maybe I'm hanging out right here. Maybe I take that leg up. And breathe. Ooh. How does it feel on this side? Can we have a conversation, a mutual conversation with our bodies, where the body says, oh yeah, okay, I can do this, and the mind goes, no, let go. Can we find a happy spot? Breathe. And let go. And lower your knees. And come back into a pose that makes sense. Good. All right. Find your way to standing. So maybe it's table to down dog to one foot forward to the other foot forward to standing. Maybe it's a whole nother way. And then I want you to just roll your shoulders. Let's roll. How does that feel? Right, so it's sneaky, right? Sneaky, sneaky stuff. When we slow things down, we maybe have more impact, right? More sensation in what's going on. So find find mountain pose. Your feet parallel to each other. The inner thigh is active. The inner thigh is rolling back slightly, depending on you, without blocking the knees. And then the hips start to draw to center. The glutes start to draw to center. The ball mounds pressing down. Inhale, reach up. Soften the shoulders. Squeeze in the belly. See if you can find length through the torso. Right, belly tone, don't forget about the legs. Press the big toe mounds into the floor. Maybe lift your toes. Maybe notice if your knees feel like they're curling in or rolling out. Find the center line of your thighs to your knees to the center of your foot. And breathe. Now find the center crown of the head, reaching up, chin level. Take the arms out. Did that change anything about your legs? Breathe. Turn the palms down. Reach them behind you and interlace. And roll the shoulders back and down, but not with strain, right? So find again, the happy place. If you pull really hard, if I pull really hard, I feel strained. So what's that about, right? Can I pull less? Can I do what I want to do, which is open the shoulders, open the chest, and then bend the knees strong, everybody. Drop your chest toward your thighs. Maybe raise the arms up. Maybe straighten the legs. Maybe not. Maybe they stay bent. Take deep breath. And then drop those arms down to your sacrum. Bend your knees. Start to lift your head, your chest. Let go of the arms. Inhale it up. Exhale out to the side. Turn the palms down. Reach the hands behind. Interlace the other way. Roll the shoulders back. Bend the knees. Start to drop the chest. Raise the arms if it's appropriate. Straighten the legs if that makes sense for you. And then bend your knees. Drop the arms. Lift your head. Lift your chest. Neutral spine. Inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale out to the side. Where's your mountain pose? Turn the palms down. Drop them down. Interlace. This time bend the elbows. And set your hands right at your lower back or your sacrum. Bend the knees. Drop the chest. Straighten the legs. Keep the elbows bent, but move the hands away from your back. Lower the arms, bend your knees. Inhale, lift head, neck, chest. Take it up. And last one, open up. Palms down, hands behind, interlace the other way. Roll it back. Bend the elbows. Drop your chest. Take it down, straighten the legs. See if you can walk those hands up your back, still bent elbows. Breathe. Straighten the arms. Maybe lift them away from your back. Bend your knees. Release. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders back. Let it go. Curl your wrists. Notice that the cranky shoulders maybe went away a little bit. And then come to the front of your mat. Grab your blocks if you've got them. And just come to a forward fold. Just a forward fold. Your hands are resting very lightly on your blocks. Whether your blocks are low or medium is fine either way. Watch your low backs again. Nice strong tone to the belly. Shoulders move away. The head drops down to the floor. You're not lifting the head up and looking. And breathe. Feel this forward fold. And then lean back into the heels a little bit. Feel the hamstrings. Come into the middle of your feet. Lean into your toes more. Woo. Come back to the middle. Walk your blocks out in front of you. Drop the elbows toward the floor. Reach into the feet. Find the middle of your feet. Maybe lift your toes. The elbows train toward each other. hamstrings, woo, yeah. Lean toward your toes as if you were gonna lean past your blocks. So I'm really pressing into my blocks. My head is past my blocks. I'm really leaning, maybe my heels lift. And then lower. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Stretch your upper back. Come to center. Walk those blocks back where your hands should be under shoulders. Bend both knees and step back right leg. Adjust your lunge. High lunge or low lunge. Good. Front knee is bent. Back leg is reaching back. The hips are down. Good. Maybe your hands have to come a little bit more forward to make sense here in your high lunge, or lower your knee. Right? Perfectly wonderful. I think everybody's left foot is forward. If it isn't, just switch sides. Your right hand stays on the block. Your left arm reaches up. And notice what happened to your back leg. Did it roll to the side? Can you keep it centered? Breathe. And then circle the left arm forward and level out your shoulders. Turn your thumb pointing up and reach the arm back and reach it back, right? So now the thumb is pointing down. Roll the shoulder. Really plant your feet, and one stay here, or two, let the right arm go. So both arms reach back, kind of a heavy duty grounded airplane. And let both hands back down. Step back. Step forward, right leg. Nice high lunge. Maybe widen your hands. And find that lunge on this side, right? How does this one feel compared to the other? Are you centered on your right foot? Can you level out your hips? Press into the left hand to raise the right arm. And notice, squeeze your left leg. What happens if we just stay? Where are your ribs? Where are your shoulders? Right? Are you on the center of that back leg? Are you on the center of the front leg? And then reach that arm forward. Square the shoulders, turn the palm in. Reach that hand back. Roll and open the shoulder. Squeeze your belly. Maybe you let go of the left arm. Whew. That's it. Notice. Let those hands go. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Maybe a little child's pose. Come on up. Hands are still on blocks. Press your hands into your block. Step forward, left leg. Realize I got really quiet there. As if you were all in the room and you could hear me just fine. All right, so here we are in a lunge. Low lunge, knee to the floor, hands on blocks if you have them. Leave your right hand down, take the left hand up. Take the left hand down, take the right arm up. Switch again, go slow. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. And down, and up. Good, one more, down, and up. And down, and up. And down, hold. One, stay right there. Two, lift your knee. So what happens? Now we're in a high lunge. We're gonna do the same thing, but the difference is when we shift to left hand down, right arm up, we need to shift the back foot to the side position. So, start in high lunge. Squeeze your belly, right hand down, left arm up. Foot stays neutral, left hand down. Pivot your back foot, right arm up. There you go, extended side ankle. Down, pivot the back foot, reach up and down. Pivot your back foot, lift the right arm. How's that front leg feeling? Down. Last one. Pivot and up and pivot and down. Good. Release. Hands plant, down dog. Stretch it out. Lower your knees. Either child's pose or hero pose. Or any other pose that can just give you some rest, right? Maybe the wrists. And notice it. Sometimes, for me anyway, I want to break it down to the simplest little thing, the simplest move. Just to see what's happening, maybe to break habitual patterns. All right, let's go to the other side. I'm just gonna switch my blocks, although I'm not really sure why, because I think either way I've got my back to you at some point. So when you're ready, the right foot is forward, left foot is back. I'm pretty sure that's the right one. Lift, oh no, leave your knee down for now. Left hand on the mat, raise the right arm up. And then release, right hand down, left arm up. Good, switch, 3 of these. Reach the right, lower, reach the left. How's the chest feel? Down, reach the right, and down. Reach the left, last one, and down. Square your hips, lift your knee off the floor, fire up the legs, right, especially the back leg. Left hand to the block, right arm reaches up. Exhale back down, pivot your back foot, raise the left. And down, pivot your back foot, up we go. Drop that hand, pivot the foot sideways, lift up. Hand down, last set. Pivot the foot, lift the arm. Drop that, pivot the foot, last one. Breathe. Lower the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Hold it right here. Big deep breath, squeeze the shoulders. Plank toes. Woo. Notice. Lower your right knee. Kickstand it out. Pivot your back foot. Take the arm up. Lower your left hand. Straighten it out. Plank pose. Lower your left knee. Kickstand out. Pivot your right foot. Take the arm up. Breathe. Drop the right hand. I think you got it. Plank pose. Lower your right knee. Pivot and open. Take it down. Nice strong plank. Left knee down, pivot, turn sideways. Last set, plank. Right knee down, pivot to the side, take it up. How's this working, everybody? Take the hand down, last one, plank. Left knee down, pivot to the side. Reach up. Hand to the block, pivot, plank pose. Fired up legs, shoulders down and away, arms squeezing the ball. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees down. Find a little sweet child's pose. Maybe curl the wrists. Maybe breathe. Good. So we have one other thing, and I want you to be mindful of this. So if you're in child's pose, come on up. If you can see the computer, maybe just watch for a second, because I need for us to be really mindful on the execution of this. So just to quickly show you, and then we'll all do it together. You're in this nice high lunge, and you're gonna turn, oop, not that way. Watch and learn. Let me turn this way. You're gonna, I got this. I really do. So you're gonna pivot here so that your both feet turn out to the side. I like having a block under that hand, so we'll do it with blocks under hands, so that you're here. Now this is a strong pose. I'm pushing into the front leg and lifting up, right? My back ankle is not collapsing to the floor. The option here to go easy is to lower, not all the way to the ground, and lift, okay? So it's a pivot out. Whichever leg's in front, those toes go out. If you don't like that idea, it's not good for you, I want you to come back to what we were doing, which was plank, knee down pivot, okay? So that it's a little bit more controlled. So let's start hands on blocks. Hands on blocks. Downward facing dog. When the blocks are down low on your mat, they're usually really stationary, or they're really good, they're stable. So, and then step forward, right leg. And find your nice, solid lunge. Squeeze the legs toward each other. Your right block probably has to come out of the way a little bit. But your left block, I want you to plant the hand. So a lot of times we'll be on fingertips. Plant the hand. Turn your toes, turn your hip, and lift. Now, you might have to shift your pose a little bit to lengthen it. Arm up is optional. Press through the standing arm. Take that top arm to your hip. Maybe lower the left hip toward the floor and back up again for 2. And last one, 3. And up. Now, hand to block, pivot, step back to step forward. Good. And when you're ready, pivot your left foot to the left, your right foot to the left, Drop into that, again, that side, arm up. Woo! Take your hand to your hip if you want to play with lowering the hip a little and raising it up. Right, the real work is the big old stretch on that top hip. Up, last one, down, and up, and pivot. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower down, and child's pose. Good. And come on up. And come to standing. And breathe. So hopefully that was kind of a fun little exploration, right? All that pivoting sideways, doing all the funky, interesting things. But once you're in that forward or standing, I want you to take the legs wider than normal, not super wide. And then simply come into a forward fold. Fingertips touch the floor or your legs somewhere. But I want you to just kind of hang. Soft, soft knees. And notice where you feel this pose. And maybe, right, maybe you wiggle a little. Maybe you go heavy in the heels. Maybe you go heavier in the toes. Where do you feel that? You can let the shoulders round just this once. Let it all stretch. And then bend the knees. Hands to knees, come halfway up, halfway. Just pause for a second. Bring the shoulders back and away from the ears. Sink through the middle back so that your upper back is not rounding. Head comes up, chest comes up, and then stand all the way up. So we find that neutral space again. Roll your shoulders. And we're going to come into a balance pose before we take it back to the mat. So maybe you come off your thick mat. Maybe you're near a wall, right? See what feels right. Roll your shoulders. Good. Take your hands to your hips. And we're going to have a couple options here as well. Take your hands to your hips. Find your feet. Where are they? They're there. All right. Bend your left knee. Squeeze into your right hip before you even lift, right? Right hip, right glute, right leg, everything active. And then lift that knee off the floor, or that foot off the floor. Level out your hips. So, choice number one, you're right here. Just lift the arms. Keep reaching out of the right leg. Really fire it up. Choice number two, you're gonna grab your foot or your ankle. And you're just gonna see if you can bring it up and out. Any amount, right? Leg doesn't have to be fully straight. Woo! You can take it out to the side. Really reach. If you're near a wall or a dresser or something, and you wanna have one hand on that wall, on that stationary object for balance, breathe, take it center. If you want, bend the knee, grab it with the other hand, and take it out. Whew. That's it. Center. Oh. And down. Shake it out. See, even slowing it down, I didn't say it would necessarily be easy. All All right, same thing other side. Shift into your left. Just start to bend your right knee, engage everything on the left. Think about it, find your still spot in front of you. Lift the knee, maybe you hold right here. Arms up optionally, more balance challenge there. Or when and if you're ready, reach for the right foot and take it out. And just see, any amount, it doesn't have to be a straight leg. Depends on your hamstrings. Maybe it goes out to the side. Ooh. Maybe it's center. There she goes, there she goes. All right, let's try again. I moved too quick. Okay, hang in there. You all know what to do. You don't need me. The left side is just not gonna cooperate. Come on out when you're ready. All right, if you have done both sides, come on back to your mat. I'm gonna just see if I can control this left side standing a little more without force. Ooh. Without force. Or not. Come on back to your mat. See, this is what happens, right? Day to day, practice to practice, minute by minute. We can all just take it so serious, or we can let it go. Inhale up, everybody. Although you know I will do it later. Exhale all the way down. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. And then come onto your back. All the way down. Just bring your right knee to your chest. And if you can, take the right arm inside the knee, grab your foot. We're not doing a half happy baby. We're doing kind of a weird archer pose. Just straighten your left leg and keep your right knee into chest. If you want to do the half happy baby, go right ahead. You know, taking that sole of the foot up toward the ceiling. Otherwise, you're just keeping it bent. And if it's really challenging, just take the arm behind the knee and draw that knee in nice and strong. Good, take the left arm overhead, so left leg, left arm nice and long. And then hold on to the top of that foot if you can. If not, ankle or knee, straighten the leg up to the ceiling. Release the hand, lower the leg. Bend both knees. Bring your left knee into chest. Left arm inside the leg, just grab your foot and keep that knee training to that left side of your body. Slowly straighten the right leg. Just breathe. Right arm goes overhead. You can play with a little half happy baby here if you want. Big deep breath. And then take the hand to the top of that foot, just around the toes, and see if you can straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. If not, grab your ankle, grab behind the knee. Breathe. And let go of the foot and lower the leg. And let both arms come down to your sides. And start to find your Shavasana. So find comfort. Maybe there's a low pillow under your head. Maybe there's a pillow under your knees. And as we start to dive into this pose, because this pose can really be deep, right? That deep dive into peace and equanimity. I want you to consider alternate nostril breathing, except without the hands and in the whole body. So imagine that you are breathing in to your right foot, up the right leg, up the right side of your body, the right fingertips to the right shoulder, up through the right nostril, from right side brain, left side brain, coming all the way down the left side. And maybe even visualizing this path of light or energy or love going all the way down the left side. And then into the left foot, traveling the left side of the body. Through the left jaw, left eye. Connecting the brain one side to the other, connecting emotions one side to the other, all the way back down to the right. And then with less concentration, but still coming up the right. Maybe seeing fingers branching off, lights, colors, truth. To the muscles, to the cells, to the essence. Down the left side. And in through the left. Out through the right. And then finally, if you could imagine the energy field around you, so that that left and right balancing is part of you and not part of you. And I know this sounds a little esoteric, but feeling the energy around you, circling your body, going up one side, down the other, and then up that side, and down the other. And then just once more, that energy field, that aura that is your own, spreading out to the yoga community, to the city, state, country, to the world. Breathing in, breathing out. Saying prayers for those who are in pain or suffering or in harm's way. Spreading light into the darkness. Diving deeper still into your Shavasana. Letting go of all imagery, all thoughts. Begin to bring your attention back. Again, always knowing you can stay longer here. Start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Drawing your knees to your chest. Rocking the knee side to side. Rolling over to one side, pausing in fetal pose. And then ever so slowly coming back to a seat.